Morgan sneaker room. So much soul about to bust out the room. All different flavors, way more than 32. Bumble these shoes, you can't mess with these dudes. Nike Reeboks, about soccer knees. Golden Goose is on dude.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Soul Brothers, hosted by yours truly, Flexx and none other than the Morgan Sneaker Room. What's up? What's new? And how you feeling, my guy?
What's up, man? Doing good. Long day at work. As you can see, I am in the Pacers watching chair. I'm predicting Pacers come back in this game, and they're up by the time this episode drops. Pacers are champions. That's the prediction.
When's the next game? Well, if they
Thursday.
Oh dang! Oh yeah, because if they win tonight, then it'd be 4. Okay, wow.
Yep.
I'm still going OKC. That's what I said, and that's what I'm going with.
Is that who you said?
Yeah, OKC and Celtics, or either OKC and Lakers.
Oh, you thought it was going to be OKC Lakers in the finals?
Or OKC Celtics. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
It couldn't be OKC Lakers because they're both in the Western Conference, but
that is right. Well,
I know.
Hey, again, that's why you my co-host, man. But let's get into what did you wear today?
Again,
you know what?
court all day.
No. I said Celtics Lakers. I think it was Celtics Lakers.
I think that's what you said.
Yeah,
that is what you said.
Yeah, I think that's what I said. Go ahead.
On court all day. So
okay.
We got the old trustees, the Brooks Extra Butter collab, on the Cascadia 18. That's what we got today.
Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be my most worn pair of the summer. So, Brooks Cascadia 18, Extra Butter collab sent to me by Bernie. Very happy to have these. These are great. That's what I wore today, all day.
Shout out, Bernie.
Shout out, Bernie.
Those are a very unique pair. I've always been a fan of the Kobe Dart Frogs, and I get that same kind. I'm pretty sure that is the design on those, right? Dart Frog. It's something like that.
It's supposed to be like motion. It's supposed to be motion.
Okay.
Like that's what the inspiration is.
I thought it had something like a poisonous frog or something. I thought it was something.
No, just in motion or something like that.
Oh, okay, that's dope. What I went with today was Raging Bull 5s. I haven't worn these in a while, and since I missed out on the Ferrari 14s, I thought I'd wear the only other suede red shoes I have in my collection.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do you have a pair of Ferraris?
Yep.
Like the older?
Yep. I have the black Ferraris and I have the yellow Ferraris, and I was hoping to complete the pack, but. So we got some, I ain't gonna say big news in sneakers. Well, it might be big news to the people that's really been into sneaker media. I can say openly and loudly that I've only really been into sneaker media for the past 5 years. So we definitely got wind that Brendan Dunn is leaving Complex Sneakers. And how do you feel about that? What do you think the effect is? And if you could switch out the person, who would it be? If I would not switch out the person, but to replace him or take his spot, who would you suggest?
So how I feel about it is, I feel like, sneaker shopping with Complex has been huge, full size run, and then the Complex sneaker podcast, right?
Yeah.
Like those are kind of, I feel like they're kind of like their bread and butter. And with Brendan Dunn being a part of 2/3 of those endeavors, not to mention the written stuff that he does, but I feel like it is a big hit to Complex. I think Brendan's impact on the sneaker community cannot be understated. I've been a really big fan of his. I watched Full Size Run, and the Complex Sneaker podcast got me through COVID every Friday. That's what I was listening to. So I think it's a big hit, but I'm also happy for him because it's like he gets to move on to something. I mean, he's doing it for a reason.
Oh yeah.
And he's I don't what do we know like where he's going?
No, has not really been. I haven't even really heard any rumors. But I mean, to leave Complex Sneakers, I feel like it's gonna be something big, like something worth it.
Yeah. So I'm excited for what he has coming because he's not just like good at what he does and very knowledgeable, but he's also very positive and like a very welcoming, he is a very welcoming figure to sneakers. So good luck to him, and I hope for the best. Now, who should replace him? That's tough, right? I would love to see. I mean, the easy answer is Trinidad James, right? Like that's the easy answer. I don't know. I don't know who could replace him. I mean, when I'm thinking about people, Kari, I don't think he would want to. I don't think Complex would really, because I think part of working for Complex is like you got to play by the rules. You know what I mean? Like you gotta, like, hey, this is Nike. We gotta make sure we're saying good things. Find the positive. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we got to sell a product. I don't know if Kari is the right guy for that. That's just the first name I thought of. I could see it end up being somebody like Marissa Hill. Yeah,
I could see that. I can see that. I mean, all in all, it makes sense. I mean, just to sum it up, it makes sense. Yeah, Trinidad James would be the easy answer. I mean, of course, Kari would be. I would think that would be a nice element to Complex Sneakers. I mean, to have someone that's really within the community that can reach back and, hey, this person said this, and kind of really add some substance to that conversation. But again, I don't see it happen. Honestly, as wild as the Marissa Hill answer is, that seems to make sense. Like, it would not surprise me at all because, one, it fits she has the following. It fits the person of color, and then it'll be a woman. So it's just like check. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna piss some people off too. So it's just like that is Complex. That's their MO. We give you what you want, and we're gonna piss you off at the same time.
But the question is, right? Like, how will she hold up on a podcast with Joe LaPuma and Matthew Welty?
She's good. She's good, and I don't mean it in like a positive way. She's good at working a conversation,
camouflaging.
Working a conversation, saying the things that, like, oh, this is gonna go viral, or I'm gonna say it in this way and kind of go back. She, like, it would make sense. It just makes sense for her to go on there and be part of Complex because she's gonna say those wow. You're like, what? Did she really just? She said that, And it's gonna spark a conversation. It's gonna get people talking, commenting. Complex Sneakers.
Yeah.
So I mean, but it's kind of like, I feel like every podcast has to have like a certain amount of something. You got to have a certain amount of humor. You got to have a certain amount of like got to have that serious person. You got to have that humor. You got to have that banter. And I feel like taking Brendan Dunn away from that kind of takes away one of those elements they need. So it's kind of just like, it won't be as refreshing to listen to, because if you just have three people just sounding off with some weird stuff through a whole hour and a half, it's like, please, somebody say something that makes sense. Say something funny, or like, So I think it's gonna be a big hit. I mean, a big hit to them. Honestly, I think they should just rebrand it. I mean, just scrap Complex Sneakers and come up with something new.
But that is the expensive and long fix.
Yeah, because
that is because then you got to think Matt Welty's still on the payroll and Joe LaPuma's still on the payroll. Like, they're too good to kind of get rid of. One of the things that I thought Brendan Dunn brought to, especially Full Size Run, was his ability to ask questions. Like, the questions that he asked were like very, very good. Like, I will say that Brendan Dunn and Sean Evans, two of the best question askers, interviewers that I've really ever like dealt with.
I'm rubbing off on you.
I know, right? Nah, bro, it's been a long day, bro. It's been such a long day.
It's been some very special askers.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. So I mean, but when I say rebrand, maybe they don't really get rid of Joe and they don't get rid of Matt. Kind of just switch it up. I mean, they could do a new guest every week. You know, it could be a duo, and then like every other week you got a guest. I mean, Complex definitely has the power to do it. To get, you know, you could probably get J Tips on there for like a month, and then get Joe Freshgoods on there for another month. You know, Trinidad James on another month.
Yeah, like, but they're not going to do a full month at a time. That's going to get expensive.
I mean, would it really?
Well, they've got. You got to remember these guys got other things they got going. I mean, it's not just.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they only drop one time a month though.
The sneaker, Complex Sneaker podcast.
Yeah, they changed it. It's only like one time a month or every 2 weeks, something like that. It's not.
That's crazy.
It's not every week.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's
how much I've been listening.
Yeah, when I started listening, they had already switched over to the whole monthly thing.
Oh, for real?
When I started listening, that's been about maybe I want to say back with they update semi-monthly, so it could be once a month, it could be twice a month. I think I was listening back right at the power rankings. So
okay, yeah, I started listening back during COVID.
Oh yeah, no,
I was way back then. And then Full Size Run. It was Thursday was Full Size Run. Friday was Complex Sneakers podcast.
You know what? I might have been listening during because then it wouldn't have been semi-monthly. But I remember listening to Haas podcast and theirs, and Haas started around 2022. I know I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. But what I'm more interested in is seeing what Brendan's gonna do. Like I really want to know what he's gonna do. Where is he gonna go? Like, what is he gonna do? Like, is he gonna do like another media outlet, or is he gonna change it all up and be like a community manager? I feel like that's the theme now. Community managers and creative directors. I feel like that's the theme now. I feel like everything is changing a little bit, and I feel like brands are reaching everywhere to kind of grab somebody and be like, hey, you can be a creative director. Come here. You can be a community manager. Come here. You know, and big people. It's like people that's well known in sneakers that really have their influence. Like Brendan Dunn say, "Hey, we're finna throw a JD Sports event." I mean, I'm pretty sure he can get some people to come. Big people, big names. Notable names within the sneaker community would go and pop out. So
but I feel like he's past that. I mean, he's done so much. I feel like he's past all that. I feel like that's not an upward trajectory.
I mean, that's what's relevant.
But his background is in
journalism.
Journalism.
Right? Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that don't mean nothing. I mean, I know people that has all types of degrees and they're not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, my degree's in biology.
Yeah, so
and I'm not doing that. But like, what I'm saying is that what made him what he is was his ability to be a good journalist.
True,
right?
But like, you know, that kind of we wasn't this wasn't on the this wasn't on our topics, but that makes me think about, I was in the Twitter space and we had Tony D in there, and Feats asked him, like, you know, like, what do you plan on doing, like, when you get in your 50s and 60s? Because you know, you've been doing this for so long, you don't have no retirement plan, there was no health insurance, you know, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he was putting money into a IRA, a Roth account. And my thing is this: you got to do that for like 35 odd years.
Yeah, that's what a retirement account is. People have
but for you to maintain, because you don't have a 9 to 5, you got to stay relevant. Not saying that Brendan Dunn can't stay relevant, but I'm thinking about it. Okay, if I was making content and I'm building this account, I want to stay relevant. So if a creative director came up for Foot Locker, where I can get health insurance, build a 401k, I might not my background is in journalism, but 1, I can stay relevant. 2, I'm getting health insurance. 3, I can get a 401k through this company because I'm working for an actual company, but I'm still doing what I can do. I can still make content. I can still create content. I still write some reviews and stuff like that. But, you know, like, I think he's getting to an age where it would make sense to do something like that.
Do you not feel like his job was giving him those benefits? He's not a content. I mean, he's a content creator, but it's through a company. It's through a media company.
But that he no longer works for. So if exactly. So if you're used to having a 401k, retirement, and health insurance, you're not just gonna not have health insurance in a 401k. So that's what I'm saying. So if Foot Locker or Nike, somebody reached out and like, hey, you want to be creative director, blah, 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 it may not make sense for his background, but it makes sense for his well-being. Like, oh, when I get my 401k, I can transfer what I was doing over at Complex. You know, he's not. I don't see anybody going from having benefits and insurance, and then I don't have insurance and benefits.
Oh, I don't. It's not even like that. I just see him going to either like publishing for himself or publishing with another company. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that he goes from.
But don't you think he's kind of past that too? Like, how long has he been publishing for? Like, how long? That's all he.
Yeah, but that's what he does. That's his thing. Is publishing. Like, he's a journalist. No, he might even leave sneakers. He might even leave sneakers and just become a journalist for a different. Okay. You know what I mean? Like,
that makes.
I mean, think about Carson Daly, right? Like, Carson Daly was. And I'm not saying Brendan Dunn. I don't think he was as big as Carson Daly was back in the late '90s, early 2000s. But or even Ryan Seacrest, right? Mm-hmm. Like, these guys who got their start. Like, Carson Daly got his start on TRL on MTV, and now like he does everything. Like, you see him everywhere. You know, buddy. Shoot, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was on Fear Factor, right? Now he's got his own podcast, Empire, and stuff like that. Not that I don't rock with Joe Rogan, but you know,
yeah,
that's where he's going, right? That just seems like a more natural progression than going from writing for Complex to being a community director at Foot Locker. I think if he does anything, it's if he's not writing, or if he's going to do anything, he's going to get away from sneakers. I can see him still reading and writing, but I guarantee, man, he probably does not want to help a business sell sneakers.
You know, I wonder how he would be viewed, or if he did like go to another lane, because you know there's always talk about people using the sneaker community, get where they want to get, and then just leaving it once they become very notable. I wonder how people, what would they give him the pass on that? Would they give him the pass?
I think that's different. I think it's different because he was into sneakers. His degree was in journalism, right? So he ended up tying what he liked together with his job. He was able to do that. So it wasn't like he got into sneakers and then sneakers made him famous, right? Like it was
he known before writing stuff?
No. I'm saying like he was writing for Complex. Like he wasn't just writing about sneakers for Complex, but he turned it right. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, that makes sense. Okay,
so I think that's different than like, because like you said, I mean, you said it in the past, like, you know, people change interests. You know what I mean? Like people's interests change. That's very, very common.
Yeah.
Not saying that his interests would change, but I mean, he just got done writing about sneakers for however many years. Like, I think if he were to do anything, it would not. I mean, I don't think he's looking to sell sneakers. He's not looking to sell sneakers.
Well, I mean, yeah, I ain't gonna say like, but what? Maybe I'm giving the title wrong of the position that more of what I'm thinking of. It really wouldn't be selling sneakers. I mean, whenever we see these events, like we kind of always see Brendan Dunn out there. Like he'll be waiting in line, or he'll go to the family and friends private parties. Like it's
for what reason?
Sneakers. To write about it. To write about the event.
He's media.
Yeah, I guess.
Not even writing. No, that's the only reason he's out there. It's a press tour.
So you don't think you don't think he would go to these events if he wasn't writing about it?
I mean, there are some he would, but like, I'm not gonna paint with a broad brush. Like, this is why, like, he wouldn't be doing this if he didn't have the job. But I mean, he is there to do a job. He's he's at these events to do a job.
Nah, okay.
You don't think so?
I mean,
I'm not saying he doesn't like it. I'm just saying that he's there to do a job.
I mean, I just view. I'm just saying it wouldn't be that hard. It would make sense to me if he decided to be a director here or a community manager here. It would make sense. It was like, oh, okay, you know, you're already going to the events. You're already within sneakers, and then I feel like he could kind of do that and start his own publishing company. You know, so one, he's doing a job, getting paid, getting his benefits, and he's going to the events. While he's going to the events, he can still use media. He can use that as a media outlet and write about it. So, you know, I don't know. I mean,
okay. So with that though, right? Like he's working for Foot Locker. What events is he going to go to? Do you think they're going to let him write for JD Sports events? Or they're going to let him write for Kith events or anything like that? Anything that conflicts with buying their shoes from Foot Locker? If he's got a high title like that, here's the other thing. At some point, you get past a certain point in life where you're not like grinding 2 jobs. Like he's at the point now where he can make a good living on one job, and he's not going to be like, well, I'm going to do this job, and at the same time, I'm going to be grinding my little side hustle and get my own, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Finish Line is not going to let, or Foot Locker any place would not let him do that. If he's with Kith, do you think they're going to let him write about a bodega drop?
Yeah.
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way that happens. But whatever he does is going to be, I think he's going to do well with it. I think he's going to do well with it.
Well, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, I'm more excited to see what happens with him than Complex Sneakers.
Yeah, because here's the thing: even though Brendan Dunn was a huge part of the Complex Sneakers, they're going to find somebody and turn them into a star, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, you got a huge engine behind you. I mean,
yeah, right.
Yeah,
so
we'll have to see. But in other news, we have the drama of 2Js and Urban Necessities. From what I've been reading, from my okay, all right. Well, back to what I was saying. So, what my understanding from the whole 2J situation that I'm getting is that some people are not getting their consignment items back. They are, some of them getting it back, but they're getting them back damaged, or they're missing a couple items, and some of the pairs they sent that were dead stock, they're being used. And then he drops a public announcement that, hey, I haven't really been involved for the past 3 years, which I kind of think is a little like, you waited 3 years to drop that public announcement. Like,
no, wait a minute. We just talked about this with the past guests.
Yeah, but it wasn't public. That was not public. It has not been made public. Everybody, for the people that surround that area and know him and the story, know what's going on, but he has not come out publicly and said, hey, I'm no longer with Urban Necessities.
So let me ask you a question. If you have a business, right, and they push you out, and they push you out of the business, are you going to be like, all right, guys, hey, I got pushed out of the business. I'm no longer with these guys, right? Like, do you want to deal with that headache, or do you just want to fade off back?
No, absolutely. Because
I wouldn't.
With 2Js, that's his brand. I mean, a lot of people know him.
It was his brand.
No, I'm just saying, like, a lot of people know him from Urban Necessities. Like, you think Urban Necessities, you think 2Js. You think 2Js, you think Urban Necessities. So, like, if today I'm no longer on the Soul Brothers podcast, and you're having guests and you're doing all this, I'm gonna let people know that I'm no longer a part of that podcast, because if I start building my own brand and you say some offlandish thing, they're gonna tie it to me. Like, well, I remember when I first started listening to Soul Brothers podcast, Flexx was pretty much the one that was producing it, so he had to okay that mention. So he got to believe, you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, I would have nipped that in the bud. Now you got to go and explain yourself.
What's the whole story? Because, like, I only saw the one message that said he's not associated with.
From my understanding, he's been very vocal about, like, on his lives, that he signed a bad deal, and with that deal, his partners were pretty much able to push him out of the business.
How long ago when did he put that out?
We're talking about in it. When he put out that on his lives? Yeah. I don't know. Whenever he was going live, from my understanding.
But, like, it's just, like, recently.
I'm not sure. Only the recent thing.
It sounds like he put out the information that he's not with. That he's not with them. Like, what does he need to do to?
But nothing that you could reference back to. Nothing like what he's just like that post.
But I don't think that's his responsibility. You're right. He's not claiming. Yeah, like, he's not claiming to. And I'm not somebody who is going to stick up for 2J's kicks. Like, that's not. It's not what I'm about. But like, he was telling people. I mean, he said he's not a part of Urban Necessities anymore. He told the story, right? He doesn't have anything to do with Urban Necessities on his page, right? He's not claiming to still work for them. He's not repping them, nothing like that, right? Yeah. There was a clean break. He explained it to people. Now, if people miss the message, I mean, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we deal with this a lot with, like, tennis players, right? Where it's like, let's say we change the practice time. There's one player who didn't see when we changed the practice time too, but everybody else did. Is that us, the messenger, or is it the person who didn't get the message? Who do we blame?
I mean, I feel like those are two different scenarios, because as a manager or a coach of a team, it's different. When you're a player, that's your responsibility. Whatever you need to be successful, then you need to do that. But as a content creator, it's your brand, right? And you pretty much manage how your brand goes. So like if something is if something's put out, like let's say you say something right now, me and you are tied together because we do a podcast. So if you say something crazy, it's kind of like Flexx is with it too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if I don't agree with it, then it's my responsibility because I want to take care of my personal brand. That like, yes, me and Morgan have a podcast together, but I don't agree with what he said last week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if I leave it like that, I leave it up to the people. And then I gotta take however it comes. If I'm gonna leave it like that, yes, maybe some people didn't get the message, but I gotta make sure they get it. Just like reposting our clips or reposting that we got a new episode. It's not my fault that they didn't see it Friday, but the chances of them seeing it again, I gotta keep reposting. I gotta keep new episode out.
Yeah.
Hey, new episode out because I want them to see it. So,
but you're still a part of the Soul Brothers podcast. If he gets pushed out, how long does he need to keep telling people that he's not with them anymore? How long does he need to do that for?
He should have. He didn't have anything that you could go back to. He kind of kept this little mysterious thing, like, oh, I may not be with them, I may be with them. You know, like I'm just gonna take it out of my bio. But when all this stuff stopped popping off, he makes a whole post and leaves it posted. I would have did that.
But you said he was he was doing a live, right?
Yeah, but lives, you can't reference back to those. Lives can be.
Yeah, and that's fine, right? But it's like on his page, on his Instagram page, I don't think that we should expect him to keep up a post. Nor do I think people will scroll back to reference whether or not he made a post about it, right? I think it's more of the people at Urban Necessities. If they really want to, you know, make it clear that 2J's Kicks isn't with them anymore, then they need to be the ones to post it. But since he doesn't work for them anymore, his job is not to speak on their behalf. But it's not his job.
But but the thing is though, if a brand was pretty much built on his name, why would we say, "Oh, 2J's is not part of us anymore"? Because we're gonna lose that brand image. So until you say it, hey, we finna milk this cow.
I just don't think it's 2J's Kicks' responsibility to do it. So yeah, I hear what you're saying, right? But I think that we should be putting the onus on the brand rather than
why
2J's.
wait? But why wait now? So if it's always been like that, I wouldn't even post about it. Like why post now?
Well, because there's issues now. Because there's an issue now.
You could have nipped that in the bud. I made that post 3 years ago and pinned it to my Instagram. Yeah, I told you.
No, there's no way. Every time I leave a job, I'm not gonna sit here and say like I left the job last summer. I'm not gonna sit here and post on my Instagram and keep it.
But Morgan, that wasn't your brand though. If you made a company called Morgan and Bros, and whenever people thought about Morgan Jones and tennis, they thought of Morgan and Bros.
No, it's more literally. It is my. I mean, I am a contractor. It is a Morgan. Like people follow me. I am the brand, right? So I literally am like a brand. People will go to a place. People will go to a tennis club because I am there, right? Like you don't go to a certain Chick-fil-A because Gabby works at one. You know what I'm saying? Like there is a Morgan Jones tennis company. There's a Morgan Jones tennis brand. That is the reality, right? And so it is like that. It truly is. But when I left the other tennis club, I wasn't posting on my social media. I no longer go here. I no longer work here, right? Like I said, hey, this is my new job. I made a post like, hey, I'm excited to be back. But did I post it?
That's the same thing, Morgan.
Stop. It's not though. But you just told me that he should have pinned it to his account.
Okay, so he didn't have another company to go to. He didn't have no other way to say that I've separated myself from this company without saying I've separated myself from this company. You took the professional route. You got a contract somewhere else and say, hey, you know what, guys? I'm here now. That lets everybody know, well, he obviously can't be at that camp no more because he's at this camp.
But just on Friday, I had a player come up to me and say, "Hey, I took your advice and I went to that other tennis club." Right? He didn't know that I had left. Whose responsibility is that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure you told him once he said it, right?
I told him after that.
Yeah,
I told him after that.
Yeah.
How is that different, bro? How is that different than what 2J's did?
What I'm saying is, why wait till now? Like, that's literally right. How long have you been at your new company? Like a year?
Almost a year.
Now, if you out of nowhere just post, "Hey, I'm with this new company," it's gonna be like, "Dang, I thought you was what?"
But you said he already did that. You said he already did that.
He did that now that there's issues. Now he did that 3 years later.
What about the lives that you said he did?
There is no reference points to those lives. Just like me, he doesn't even have a podcast saying that I'm no longer part. There's no reference. It's like a story. Put it on your story.
Are you sure about that though? Are you sure that there's no reference?
No, because he doesn't repost his lives.
Pace is only down by 9. But like, are you sure that like, how positive are you that? Did you go and look through his Instagram? Did you like look at his podcast?
I didn't even know he had a podcast. He got a podcast?
Nah, like, did you go and see, like, if he was a guest? You just said that he didn't say it on any podcast or anything like that.
Yeah. No, I didn't see anything that he said.
So how do you know that he didn't do that?
Because it's not on his page. Why would he put it on his?
So he got to only put it where you're looking.
Why would he not put it on his Instagram? That's his biggest platform.
Did you scroll through all the way back to see if he ever posted it?
No, I didn't.
So
you know
what are you doing?
He actually does have a podcast.
So you don't even know. So you don't know if he's done this or not. You are assuming. Not even assuming.
If I moved away from the Soul Brothers podcast, I'm gonna put it on my biggest platform. Bottom line.
Okay.
His biggest platform is Instagram.
Okay.
My thing is this: if you
did you check his Instagram?
I just said that. Anyways, why not post about it when it happened? Why are you posting about it now? Like, why all of a sudden? Oh, now I don't want no parts of it. I should have told you guys, blah blah. But now there's issues. I mean, you saying that you don't want the headache. I wouldn't want the headache when something pop off. Like, I already told you, I'm no longer part of that.
I need before we go any further in this conversation, I need you to confirm that there was no post.
If there would have been a post, Nice Kicks wouldn't have waited to push the story out now. They just push the story out now, saying that he's no longer with Urban Necessities, because that's his first time publicly coming out saying, "Hey, I am no longer with this company." We would have been heard about it. Everything's been under wraps. Everything's been a secret. Just don't repeat this. Don't do that. Don't, like, people knew what was going on, but again, it had not been publicly said. It had not been confirmed. He confirmed it when he put that post. "Hey, I just want you guys to know I have not been involved with this company since 2022."
Bro, I'm very confused, because it's like you're saying he never said anything, but then you're saying, oh, but he had the live, so you're not able to go back and check, right? So like, then you said you wanted him to, you said you wanted him to pin it, like make a post and then pin it to his account.
Nah, I didn't say I wanted him to do that, but I'm just saying that's what I would do in my.
Bro, you gonna listen to this? That's what you gotta go back and listen.
I said he should have, because that's what I would have done. He ain't got to do anything. I don't want him to do anything. But if it was me, like I said, if it would have me, I would have put it on my Instagram. "Hey, I'm no longer with Soul Brothers podcast. I'm doing this endeavor, blah, blah, blah. Sweet Sentimentals." Pin it.
You would have made it a post and then pinned it?
Yeah.
How long would that have stayed up there?
It would have just been with my regular. It would have been with my regular stuff. Like, it would have been part of, like.
So like forever? Like in 5 years, it's still going to be pinned up there?
Once people kind of got the message that I'm no longer with Soul Brothers podcast, and I probably would unpin it. But for the most part, like, if I hadn't publicly came out and said it, then yes, I would. Yes, I'm gonna pin it and keep it up there for at least 2 years, honestly.
Dang, that seems like you're overdoing it. That sounds like. I just don't think that he needs to do all that.
You've been gone from your job for a year, and the person just found out you're no longer there. But
yeah, he did. I mean, is that on me? Do I,
I mean, it depends on how you look at it. If you truly wanted people to follow where you was at, I will make sure people know that, hey, I'm no longer with this club. I'm here.
Okay, the other thing is, do you feel like, so we can talk about this kid not coming to, signing up for the wrong club. We can talk about that. I just think that he messed up. Because he disappeared for a year, didn't see him for like a year, and then wants to go to do indoor tennis, but all good. He's whatever.
Yeah.
I don't feel like if I am pushed out of a company, not quitting, if I'm pushed out of a company, I'm cutting all ties. I don't feel like you have to make it public, right? It sounds like he went live and talked about how he left the company, right? And just like the kid who didn't get the message, if you didn't get the message, I'm sorry, right? Like, that's just kind of how it goes. Now, the reason that they're writing about it now is because there's drama going on with what's that place called?
Urban Necessities.
Urban Necessities, right? Yeah. Like, there's stuff going on with them, right? So, okay, what's going to get clicks? Well, 2J's Kicks. Everybody knows that's a name that you can put to it, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's any fault of his own, but I mean, they recycle information all the time, right? Yeah. Just because they're putting it out now doesn't mean it's the first time it's been put out.
Well, I mean, if you go to that post, there's 206 comments. I would say 5%. Everybody's confused. Like, wait, when did this happen? You're no longer part of it.
75% of 206 is how many people?
150.
Yeah, 150 people who didn't know. I mean, all right.
Out of 200,
I don't think. Here's the other thing is I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's that big of a deal. When
I'm just if it's my brand, like Soul Brothers, with tied in with Flexx Luther. And let's say you go on this thing where you're like scamming people and doing this, you're doing some weird stuff that I just do not deal with. I'm going to take that personally because that was my brand at once. Soul Brothers was me. That was my brand. I was doing this. I was doing that. So I'm just going to let people know, like, hey, I'm no longer with it. I'm no longer with this group. Just in case you do start to do something like that. You know what I'm saying?
People usually make those types of announcements on their stories. Like, stays up for 24 hours. Like, nobody page is only down by 7 now.
2J's and Urban Necessities is not a story. I'm no longer with them, bro. That is 2J's.
I disagree.
So who was 2J's before Urban Necessities?
2J's Kicks.
I mean, yes, but you can't separate the two, man.
He made content. I can't. He just, to me, is just somebody who made content. I knew him as a content creator well before I knew him for Urban Necessities.
I'm gonna be real. I found out about 2J Kicks when Mayor sold his collection. Mayor sold his collection to him, and I feel like he took it and put in Urban Necessities. And that's when I found out about Urban Necessities because I was like, where is he selling these? Is he just selling them off? And then I was like, oh, he has a store. Urban Necessities.
Yeah, I knew about 2J's well before that. So maybe that's why. It's like it's not that deep to me because it's like.
But I mean, so you was there from the beginning. So you was there when he created, when he like, hey, this is my.
Yeah, but I didn't care at that point. I didn't really care. I thought he was I didn't like his attitude in the videos. And so if it was Urban Necessities, if it was his own videos, I wasn't like a big fan of his. So I didn't really care. like that.
Yeah. I don't think I don't think we're gonna find a common ground on this one.
We're not.
We're gonna go ahead and just leave this up to agree to disagree. I'm not. 2J's is gonna be all right. Urban Necessities is gonna be all right. Those.
I don't think Urban Necessities is gonna be okay.
I mean, why? Why not? Why not?
Because like it kind of seems like that Zada Kicks situation.
But what's the biggest hit that it wouldn't survive? The biggest part of it is no longer part of it. 2J's Kicks.
Bro. TJ McConnell just hit a 3-pointer down by 5.
Bro, it's like saying
it's a 2.
StockX is not going to be a thing. They've been sued and proven that they sell fakes and still a huge third party seller.
StockX is way bigger than Urban Necessities, but like
I'm just saying it still survives.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. But these, I mean, what they're not doing is they're not like scamming people, like intentionally scamming people. They're
people are not getting their money. They're not getting their money for their items that are being sold. That's a scam.
You're talking about StockX?
No, Urban Necessities.
That's what I'm talking about. I said StockX is not doing that. Urban Necessities is. That's what's going to get them. That's what's going to get them like cooked. I mean, we've seen it happen so many times. We've seen it. I mean, Zada Kicks. I think the FBI got involved.
Bro was doing some crazy.
Yeah, right.
The crazy part about that, I was part of that cook group. Like I was in that Discord, and the thing, you know what? I'm so glad I've been in sneakers for a long time because pre-orders has always been that no pre-orders, early pairs. No, I don't want early pairs. I don't want pre-orders. No, that's just always been a no for me. And every time he would come in there, like it was like almost a full size run for like $2,000 or 3,500. I'm like, damn, you could make some money even off selling retail. But if you've really been in sneakers, they always like if you've really been in sneakers for a while, you see a eBay deal, you see a steal, you see whatever. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. And I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not dealing with it.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'd mess with it.
Yeah, I just don't see that. And then people start, slowly but surely, people start saying like, man, I haven't even got the release from February. You're talking about December, like,
yeah.
Where my size, my 12 pairs from February. Like, I'm not going to give you another $3,000. And
yeah.
And next thing you know, did not end well.
I mean, just because of sneakers doesn't mean that there aren't rules and laws that have to be followed. It's how regulations. All right. Base it down by 5 again.
But and I feel like that's gonna be more of a thing in the coming years because I feel like sneakers are becoming more mainstream. When it becomes more mainstream, you got eyes on you. You got the feds watching. You got people watching. There's trades and stuff. So,
if you were selling, I don't know, underwear, right? If you were selling drawers, if you were selling like dog leashes, if you're practicing, if you've got bad business practices, somebody's going to get involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it's sneakers, whether it's like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter what you're selling. If there are regulations for a reason.
Yeah.
So I don't think it has much to do with because it's sneakers. I think it's because like
it was against. He was just doing some. He was crazy.
Doing illegal. He's doing illegal stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. That's why I think Urban Necessities is not going to be okay.
I get what you're saying. So if it's not shut down by like the society, it'll be shut down just by federal agents. I guess you would say.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, let's get into the showcase.
All right.
With me, I brought the black Ferraris, also known as the black carbon 14s. As you can see, we have the quilted design on the inside. I ain't gonna say
we call it the medial side.
Yeah, I was good. Yeah, the medial side of the shoe which is inspired by the high luxury car seats of Ferrari. That was my showcase shoe because like I said, I'm taking a different approach on showcase shoes, pairs that you might have forgot about, pairs that you haven't seen, like Ferraris.
Bro, something's happening. We just got a steal.
And what, y'all still 5 down?
Down by 6. I think we missed a free throw. All right, turn over. All right. So here's a box.
That's an Adidas box. Fear of
God.
It's
an Adidas box, huh?
Fear of God.
Fear of God, bro. In 2020, 2025, no sir. So these just actually came in today. You ever watch SpongeBob?
Those are the Kobe ones, right?
These are the Kobe's. Yeah, these are they're the crazy 2.0s, but they're the KB2s, the toaster ovens, the whatever. Adidas just released them like very quietly.
Nothing was said. Yeah, I seen that.
Nothing was said, bro. And then I started hearing the whispers online, bro, and I was like, let me go explore this. On Adidas. You're not doing that?
No.
But you don't understand the history because you don't like basketball.
No,
you don't even like Kobe. You don't even like Kobe.
I said no. That's why I'm a Lakers fan, because when I watched basketball, I watched for Kobe, which made me watch the Lakers. So yeah, I'm just not a fan of that shoe.
Yeah, because this is like history.
That's Afro. That's Afro Kobe, right?
This is Afro Kobe. Yeah. Afro Kobe is Adidas Kobe. Yeah. I have quite a bit of his Adidas releases. The crazy line, they're calling them crazy because they can't call it KB. But yeah, these are gonna crease like crazy already. Like this is creasing right here on the tongue. Yeah. But this is a pair that, like, if you wanted to find a pair from when they last released, you were paying hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars.
So now, enlighten our audience on the history of this shoe and why they should grab it.
Yeah, so this is one of the Adidas shoes that Kobe wore. It was this shoe, and then the next shoe that he was so unhappy with that caused him to be a sneaker free agent for a year, where we got some cool things like some
Jordan EP,
some Jordans and stuff like that, and then he switched over to Nike. But this shoe, obviously with how it looks, was a very controversial shoe with the Adidas line. Adidas was doing some interesting things with Kobe. I mean, if you guys look at the KB8s or the Crazy 8s, everybody's seen that shoe.
So the Crazy 8s was his?
Instead of Crazy, it was KB.
And when they re-released it, that's when they dropped the KB and put the Crazy on it, right?
Yeah, because they can't use his name.
Yeah, because it was with Nike. It was Nike by the time they re-released.
Yeah,
I remember seeing him. I just didn't know the backstory behind him in the Crazy 8. I didn't know it was his shoe though. That's crazy.
Yeah,
but I mean, was it officially his signature shoe?
It was his signature shoe. It was the KB8, Kobe Bryant 8. He wore the number 8.
So I wonder why they couldn't pass on, because I mean, technically that's property of Adidas too. They just didn't do it.
What is?
Like the signature shoe.
Yeah, but it's still his name and likeness. They'd have to pay. They'd have to pay him.
And okay,
right?
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
Still not. I'm not sold on it. Sorry, brother.
Just wait till you see me on my date night flick on Instagram.
I'm excited to see that. So for the people that missed it, because you said that, for the people that missed the seating space that was held on Twitter,
I missed it.
one of the main things that a lot of people that actually do seating, they said that if you're looking to be seated, be able to dress. That's one of the main things that can help you what's one of the things you're looking at. And I made a joke
because I get seated.
Yeah, I think
must be I can dress.
Nah, you I need for you to clean up some corners.
What you mean?
No, I like the way you dress, but it's just like you be missing like that final touch, that
PacSun jacket that you be wearing.
That wrestler, bro. That jacket is crazy. You call him buy better every day hoodie PacSun jacket.
Nah, hey, look, I wear my buy better every day.
Did you get a pair of socks?
He sent me a message.
Oh, okay. Shout out Buy Better Every Day.
Yeah.
Working on something special about Better Every Day.
Oh, are you?
That's coming up.
Okay, bet. I'm excited. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Soul Brothers Podcast. We're waiting on Morgan to give his cut of the funds, and then we'll send out those packages.
Well, I haven't heard anything about funds.
So you guys be on the lookout for that. Y'all, we're trying to create a special moment as we celebrate. We haven't even spoke about it as we celebrate 5,000 plus downloads on the Soul Brothers Podcast. Wow, here we are, 5,000 downloads. I remember when this was a message within a group chat, and
it was telling us not to do it.
It told us not to do it while y'all worrying about numbers, and you won't be able to do it. Y'all won't last this long, and here we are, almost 2 years later. Episode 79. 21 more episodes before we reach 100.
Hey, cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Shout out to the ones that have been listening. Shout out to the people that have been supporting us. Shout out to the people that provide insights and feedback every week. If I sometimes read it and don't reply, it's just I got real life problems. So don't think
I don't get that kind of grace. I don't get.
Bro, it's going to the Soul Brothers Podcast page. But you talking about you Morgan, I text you 3 times, bro. Get out of here, bro. I text you 3 times and bro texts me back like, oh, we ain't got a guest? No, you don't. You never told me if we record or not. But shout out to Morgan. It wouldn't be the Soul Brothers Podcast without none other than Morgan Sneaker Room.
Who would you replace me with?
Haas.
Dang. Those episodes would be 3 hours long. Just y'all two bickering, man.
Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't just rebrand it. I'll rebrand it and make it just me yapping.
That's what it'd be called. Me yapping.
Flexx yapping. Yeah, me yapping. Yeah, I like that. I like it. Yeah, we gotta start recording these everything but shoes episodes. So we start getting them on the Patreon. We're gonna start dropping everything but shoes episodes.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll do that after the summer camps, bro. After the $2.99. So you each get $1.50 out of that. Hey,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? After 100 episode, we might get a pair of shoes. Any closing remarks, my guy?
No. Appreciate everybody for listening, as always. Yeah, I'm dead tired, man. That's all I got.
I'm surprised he didn't fall asleep. I think I was editing the episode with Feats, and I think he would fall asleep on that episode, bro.
Not that one.
I seen you over there. I was like,
I don't think I was.
Yeah, bro, you were probably too tired to remember. But, guys, that's our episode for the week. And as I always say, love, peace, and sneakers.
Soul Brothers. Soul Brothers. Retro 7, retro 3s, Metallic 7, retro 11, sitting on freeze. They got soul.